What is up, everybody? We are back for the playoffs. Playoffs.
Yeah. Fortunately, only one of our teams made it in.
Well, I mean, depending on how this week goes, they might not stay in. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But let's just get it out of the way. Our regular season sucked. Next year, screw the spread. We're just playing pick 'em. This shit was rough this season. It was real bad. It was real bad.
It was the spread on top of this season was so
Weird. Yeah. I mean, we're about to talk about it. Let's just go
Yeah.
through our seeding real quick. In the AFC, number 1 seed, and with a bye week, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2 seed, Buffalo Bills. 3 seed, Cincinnati Bengals. 4 seed, Jacksonville Jaguars. 5 seed,
Crazy.
Los Angeles Chargers. 6 seed, Baltimore Ravens. And 7 seed, Miami Dolphins. And then on the NFC side, we got the 1 seed, Philadelphia Eagles. 2 seed, San Francisco 49ers. 3 seed, Minnesota Vikings. 4 seed, 8 and 9 losing record, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 5th seed, Dallas Cowboys. 6th seed, New York Giants. And 7th seed, Seattle Seahawks. I don't understand. I don't understand. All right.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to just go out on a limb and we're going to just predict the playoffs. We're just going to do it. So when we're wrong about all these games this week and it blows our bracket up, that's it. That's it. We might do one more video kind of recapping everything before the Super Bowl and the 2 weeks off. Maybe talking about everything leading up to the Super Bowl and how much we sucked this year. But this is it for the regular part of the playoffs. You ready to get into it?
Well, I think we might disagree on some of these.
Maybe.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and
we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Want to go AFC or NFC first?
Let's go AFC. Do we want to go just top to bottom?
Yeah, we'll do top to bottom.
All right. Go ahead. You can start us.
So, the Jags and the Chargers. It was a messy road for these teams to get here.
It was a bumpy start, but it's been a clean cruise for Jacksonville for the last half a season. They got momentum.
Here's my thing. When it comes to the Chargers, I'm not sure why they underperform as much as they do. But they do it.
Yeah.
They do. I don't know. This one could very much be a toss-up for me. I'm leaning towards the Jags.
I like the Jags here. I think, honestly, if we're being honest, best game of the weekend? Best game of Wild Card Weekend? Maybe Dallas, Tampa? I mean, I'm expecting the other 4 games at least 3 of them to be blowouts.
I think there's 2 games that will probably be more enjoyable to watch.
Tampa Bay, at Dallas, Minnesota, New York?
Not what I'm thinking. No. I'm thinking the Bengals and the Ravens and San Francisco and Seattle. I think those will be the 2 most exciting games.
Oh, not without Lamar.
Oh, is he not? Is
he's out? He's out.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
He's officially out. And Huntley's limited in practice.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Huntley will probably play, but Lamar won't. That's not going to be a competitive game. It's not going to be. It's not.
Never mind. Anyway, I think we're choosing Jags.
Yeah, I like Jags here. I like Jags. All right.
We'll take them.
We just talked about Cincinnati and Baltimore, but with no Lamar, it's got to be Cincy without shadow of a doubt.
I have to go Cincy.
Okay. Buffalo, Miami. Divisional?
divisional. Two is out.
Tua's out. Miami has lost their last 9 games in a row in games with under 40-degree temperature. Buffalo's game is expected to be 32 degrees.
So I'd say there was a decent chance for Miami if Tua was in.
Yeah, maybe. They would have had a fight.
Yeah, it would have been a fight.
I still probably would have took Buffalo.
Firmly going with Buffalo.
Agreed. All right, so we're good on that. Do we want to do all of Wild Card Weekend and then move on, or do we want to do all of the AFC?
We'll just knock through the AFC.
All right. So in that case, we got the 3 seed, or we'll do the top one. We got the 4 seed Jaguars. Oh, we have all home team winners. Let's go. 4 seed Jags going to the 1 seed Chiefs. It's not a question, is it?
Yeah, no. This is KC.
Toughest game.
And I think Buffalo's primed to take it.
I do too. I could see it swinging either way.
I could.
And after week 1 of the playoffs, I'll have a better feeling.
I think the Bengals. I think what's going to be the downside is the Bengals' offensive line is not consistent enough in protecting Burrow.
Agreed.
And I think that's going to be like what cements this game and what gives it to the Bills.
Agreed.
I think
I'm with you.
I think it's that offensive line.
Wholeheartedly with you. Now talk about a powerhouse AFC championship game.
Man.
Patty Mahomes
this is tough.
And the Buffalo Bills squaring off.
I'll tell you what that is. That is a good ass game.
That's a great AFC championship game. I don't know about you, but I'm leaning Buffalo.
I am also leaning Buffalo.
I think they have so much to play for right now. For tomorrow.
I think they have the better defense.
That too. Yeah, they do.
And
Kansas City still has pieces they got to put together.
They definitely have the fire under them with what happened.
I don't know. I like Buffalo right here.
I think
I like them making the Super Bowl.
Kansas City has so much star power, and I think it carries them all the way to the AFC Championship. But I think
pretty consistently.
Yeah, pretty consistent. I think Buffalo is the better put together team. I think they have all phases.
I like Buffalo here.
Yeah, same.
All right. Buffalo makes the Super Bowl on the AFC side, Brett. Good for them.
Okay.
NFC side. The 4 seed losing record Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting my 5 seed Dallas Cowboys.
All right, let's think about it. Can Dallas finally pull one over on Tom Brady? Or is this playoff Tom Brady and that's just gonna multiply his effect of beating y'all ass again?
Here's what's real fucked up. This is going to sound real fucked up. As a Cowboys fan, I kind of want to lose this game. Hear me out. I don't think we can beat San Francisco in the next round. And if we lose this game, we might fire McCarthy.
You'd play the Eagles. You wouldn't play San Francisco.
Maybe. Depends on if New York beats Minnesota.
Oh, really?
If New York beats Minnesota, New York will play the Eagles. I don't know that we can beat the Eagles either if they have Hurts. But either way, I feel like we have to play San Francisco at some point because San Francisco is dangerous.
So my thing, I think you guys win this game.
I do too.
I don't think this isn't the same Bucks that was here last year.
No. This isn't even the same Bucks Dallas played in week 1.
And this is not the same Dallas. This is
now they put out a stinker last week. But typically good quarterbacks have a good game after putting out a stinker. Dak is a good, reliable quarterback. He might not be elite, but he is good and reliable to get wins. He doesn't typically shit the bed on a regular basis. And typically after a bad game, quarterbacks come out and ball out.
Yeah, I think your defense would have a field day against the Bucs.
I hope so.
Um,
I like Dallas here. Not by a lot, but I like them here.
Moving on to New York Giants and the Minnesota Vikings.
This is the toughest one for me in the wild card week. Because Minnesota's so fucking shaky.
I'm very confident I know who's going to win this game.
New York?
Yeah.
That's who I'm leaning towards. Yeah, New York with their backups almost beat Philly last week.
I am rather confident New York takes this game. Now, if they don't, I think it's solely on them.
Yeah, agreed.
I think the Vikings
the Vikings go as far as people let them.
Yeah, I think they've been very much exposed into
ever since they played Dallas.
What they're capable of. Yeah. I mean, they got very exposed by Green Bay.
Yeah, and Dallas. Dallas beat them like 40-3.
It's like all you have to do. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world.
No.
But all you have to do is contain Jefferson.
Yep.
You contain him.
He is that team.
He is the offense.
Yeah, 100%.
You could put a backup quarterback throwing to him, and if he'll
you already have one.
Yeah. We'll calm down. All right, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. All right,
Kurt Thuggins.
They got here.
Yeah, they got here, but they had a light schedule.
They have beaten plenty of teams. They've beaten good teams as well. They've gotten here.
Did they really beat a lot of good teams?
I'm not going to take away what they've accomplished.
Hold on. I just want to see who they beat this year. I'm just curious. I just want to see. Let's see. They beat Green Bay in week 1, but Green Bay was shaky this year. They got throttled by the Eagles. They beat the Lions in week 3. It took the Lions halfway through to really get their shit together. They beat the Saints by 3, beat the Bears by 7, beat the Dolphins after Tua got hurt, beat the Cardinals by 8, beat the Commanders by 3. One win I can't take away from them. They beat the Bills in overtime. Then they got throttled by the Cowboys, barely beat the Patriots, barely beat the Jets, lost to the Lions, beat the Colts in overtime, beat the Giants with a last-second field goal, got throttled by the Packers, and then beat the Bears. I would honestly say the only good teams they beat were Buffalo and the Giants, and both of those were by field goals. Not saying that a field goal is not a win. A field goal is a win no matter what, but they were both end-of-game field goals, kind of almost like sneaking by. Every other time they played a good team, they lost. I think that their record is heavily carried by the fact they had a light schedule, or they would have been exposed more.
Ultimately, I think there's enough that's been seen that if the Giants want to win this game, they can win it.
Agreed. I think the Giants have a more put-together team.
Moving on.
Finally, in the last game of the wild card weekend, we've got a divisional game. The 7-seed sneaky Seahawks, who just got 3 first-round draft picks and made the playoffs.
That's crazy.
So disrespectful. They traded.
They didn't just get all these first-round draft picks. They got them from a team
that sucked.
That has a very early draft pick.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's just check. I'm pretty sure it's like 6th Broncos draft number. They obviously don't own their first round pick. But if they did, it would be 6th. So the Seattle Seahawks are going to get the 6th overall pick
That's nuts.
for nothing.
Yeah.
For nothing. Like it's amazing. But that being said, they are going to go play the insanely impressive San Francisco 49ers, who apparently could win with me at quarterback.
So here's what we have right now. We have a very good offense in the Seattle Seahawks.
Uh-huh.
Been playing very well, going against a very good San Francisco defense.
And offense.
And offense. And I think that's the issue. San Francisco has all phases of the football.
The only question is, can a rookie that was drafted with the last pick in the NFL draft maintain his cool under the pressure of a playoff game? Everything suggests Brock Purdy should, because he's been in high pressure situations since he started. His first game was against Brady.
I think he holds this.
I think he holds up fine, at least in this round. He could crumble later as he gets to better teams, but in this round, I think Purdy's fine. I'm with San Francisco.
Same.
All right. So with New York winning, they go to Philadelphia and take on the number 1 seed Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts? I would just like to establish, if we're right about this, the NFC East, the shittiest division in football, has 3 of the 4 slots remaining in the NFC. I would just like to throw that out there.
So I think so. This game I think is gonna come real close, right? This is in division. They're nitty gritty.
I think it comes down to how healthy Hurts gets in the next 2 weeks, because
I think
the starting Eagles struggled against the backup Giants last week,
right?
Because they had to start their starters to maintain their number 1 seed. The Giants had nothing to play for and played backups, and still almost came back and won that game. And that's got to be scary for the Eagles.
Very.
Like, it has to be scary that you almost lost to backups and your next game is against the starters for the same team.
Was Hurts in last game?
I believe so. Let me check. Eagles. So last game, the Eagles won 22-16. Jalen Hurts played. He went 20 out of 35, 230 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. And they had a little over 100 rushing from everybody combined. The Giants did not play Daniel Jones. They still threw for 170 yards and a touchdown. Did not play Saquon Barkley and still ran for 130 and a touchdown. That makes me nervous for the Eagles, dog.
Yeah.
They didn't play Daniel Jones. Now, granted, I don't think Daniel Jones is all that. I don't think he's the worst quarterback in the league by any means, but I don't think he's all that. He's not like the game breaker that like Lamar would be if he was playing against Cincinnati. Saquon is.
I think he has been a lot better this year.
Absolutely. He's not tackling himself.
They got him a good quarterback coach,
a coordinator. Yeah.
And I think all that has helped him develop into a much better quarterback than he has been.
Absolutely. But I think it says something that their backup quarterback, who hasn't seen any football time this year, dropped 170 yards and a touchdown, no picks. And their running core, they split it between 3 people, a total of 21 rushing attempts for a total of 129 yards and a touchdown. Their worst running back averaged 5.5 yards a run. And it wasn't Saquon. I don't know, dog. I feel worried for Philly. It really depends on how healthy Hurts gets, because Hurts clearly wasn't at 100% based on his performance.
So let's assume Hurts is feeling himself, right? He's feeling good.
I still
Does
kind of
that
like the
make up for
Giants.
it? Like, yeah, like would that make up?
It helps their offense, but it doesn't change that their defense was struggling against backups. Their defense was struggling to stop backups. Now, granted, low score, sure, but 170 yards in the air, 130 yards on the ground. That's 300 yards total offense from backups.
Imagine what happens.
When you have one of the best running backs in the league in Saquon Barkley. I will never take. I am a Cowboys fan through and through. I don't like the Giants worth fuck all, just like I don't like the Eagles worth fuck all. But there is no denying Jalen Hurts, MVP caliber season. I don't think he's going to get it. I think Patrick Mahomes will. But Jalen Hurts,
I think
MVP caliber season. Saquon Barkley, top 5, maybe top 10 on a bad year, running backs in the league. And if their backups were able to do that against Philly's defense, Saquon's going to have a fucking field day.
I would almost say if they don't, there might be some question as to how their personnel group looks like next year.
That's true too. There might be some change-ups.
Because it could speak to the fact that maybe their backups shouldn't have been their backups.
Right.
But based off of what happened last game,
I like the Giants.
It does look good for them.
All right.
It does look good for them.
Oh man, that means this is a story either way. We'll get to it, but no matter who wins this game now, that means this is a story.
So on to Dallas and San Francisco.
Oh. I mean, obviously, if we make it this far, I'm really rooting for my boys, but damn, San Francisco is scary.
I don't think you guys beat San Fran.
I don't think so either. That being said, out of everyone in the playoffs, I think Dallas has the best chance. Out of everyone in the NFC, I think Dallas's defense has the best chance to fuck with Purdy's head.
Let's say Seattle. If Seattle had made it here, I think you guys washed Seattle.
We wouldn't play Seattle.
Oh yeah, you'd be playing the Eagles, right?
No, we'd be playing the Giants.
And the Giants, really?
The lowest seed goes to play the Eagles. That's Seattle. If Seattle were to win, they'd go to Philly. We'd play the Giants.
Anyway, I really don't think you guys beat San Francisco. I think, yes, you're right. I think you guys have the best chance with your defense
to fuck with Purdy.
That offense.
To fuck with Purdy. Yeah. But
best chance.
As much of a Cowboy fanboy as I am, and as much as I will always, ride that horse until that horse can't ride no more, I am not one of those ones that is going to be like, oh, this is our year. Nah, San Francisco, dog. I hate it, but San Francisco.
And if San Francisco can beat Dallas, I think they wallop New York.
So, maybe. But I would just like to establish, because somebody that we both watch on YouTube and TikTok pointed it out, and I didn't even think about it. But I can't think of his name right now. You know who I'm talking about, though, I think. He does all the quarterback skits.
Yeah.
He pointed out he was doing one of his skits, and Mac Jones was like, Dad, I'm sorry that we can't have our Super Bowl this year. And Tom Brady was just like, stop it, Mac. You're not my son. If anybody's my son, it's Brock Purdy, because he's so much like me. And everybody's like, what? And he's like, yeah, late round draft pick. Check. Gets thrown in after somebody gets hurt. Check. Dominates because of it. Check. And then he just looks at him. He's like, yeah, kind of it. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I am undefeated. And then Brady goes, wait, speaking of undefeated, you don't play the Giants in the playoffs, do you? Because keep in mind, Brady's undefeated season, he lost that Super Bowl to the Giants. So if anybody's going to be Tom Brady's son's kryptonite, it's going to be the New York fucking Giants. But I think San Francisco here. I agree with you. I think I think no matter what, who comes out of that Dallas San Francisco game, because like we said, if there's a team that can do it, it's Dallas. I think
Right.
whoever
If
comes
Dallas
out of that
was to
game
win,
beats New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think whoever comes out of this game, the Dallas San Fran game, goes to the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
So let's go Cowboys. But safe bet is San Francisco, which means, we have the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers, two historic Super Bowl teams for very different reasons. Buffalo, at one point, 5-0 in the Super Bowl. Since then, they've lost a couple. But one of the most dominant teams in Super Bowl history, only one of, I think, 5 teams to have 5 or more Super Bowl wins, against a historically bad Super Bowl team in the only team to go to 4 consecutive Super Bowls, and they lost all 4 of them. This is a question of, can Brock Purdy become the most amazing story ever and go from Mr. Irrelevant to Super Bowl champion in one season? Or do the Buffalo Bills, for Damar Hamlin, win their very first Super Bowl? Thoughts? This is going to be a good fucking Super Bowl if this is the Super Bowl for the Ravens. I'm going to watch the fuck out of this Super Bowl.
Yeah, it'd be a fantastic game. I think it would be the Bills.
I do too.
I think they're the most of every team in the NFL. I think they are the most prepared team to go all the way and win.
Hold on. Just as a thing that we might need to go back and just make sure it doesn't make a difference. I don't think it does for me, but just to make sure it doesn't for you. If Kansas City and Buffalo are the AFC Championship game, that will not be in either of their stadiums. It will be in Atlanta.
No, that doesn't change.
It doesn't change anything for me either, but I wanted to just make sure. Because that is important. Neutral site and all. No, in this game, I think I would like Buffalo. But it could go either way. San Francisco's really good.
Really good.
It'd be a hell of a story either way.
There's quite a few games in this playoff picture that could go either way.
And it severely changes the bracket.
Yes.
So, like, there's some that don't matter. Like that Jacksonville, Los Angeles Chargers game. Whoever wins that and goes to play the Chiefs, they lose. Doesn't matter. The Cowboys San Francisco game, whoever wins that, the Giants lose. Doesn't matter. But like that Buffalo Cincinnati game, that could be a huge difference because Cincinnati wins that, they might beat the Chiefs.
They might.
The Chiefs might beat them. I think we can agree. AFC, Kansas City, Buffalo, or Cincinnati, no one else.
Yeah.
There's no way any of the others make it. NFC, Philly, Dallas, San Francisco, or Philly, Dallas, San Francisco. Those are the ones. Because I think New York could upset Philly, but I don't think they could upset anyone else.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think those are your big ones. Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Philly, San Fran, Dallas. Those are your 6. If you see anyone in the Super Bowl other than those 6 teams, I would be very surprised. Very.
We're gonna be so wrong.
We're gonna be so upset when it's Jacksonville, New York, or Miami, Minnesota. God, if Minnesota makes the Minnesota's my bottom pick for the NFC.
It's gonna be Baltimore Seahawks.
Baltimore, Seattle. I mean, if it's Baltimore, New York, it would be a Super Bowl rematch.
True.
But no, I
Buffalo.
definitely, I like Buffalo here. So next week, when you guys come back to watch this to see how horribly we did, and we got 4 out of the 6 games wrong, and I don't even know which ones they'll be. I mean, we probably got everything but Cincinnati and Buffalo wrong, because those are the only ones I'm 100% confident about. Like, infinitely, no shit. And then San Francisco. It's going to be interesting. I will say this. This is going to be a hell of a playoff year. For the first time in a long time, I plan on watching every playoff game this week. I plan on watching all 6 of the wild card games because I think they're all going to be enjoyable in their own rights. I haven't done that in a long time. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm nervous for my Cowboys. Another one and done would be devastating, but if it happens and we fire McCarthy, it'll be worth it. Fire McCarthy, go hire Sean Payton. But, all right, guys. As of right now, that's going to do it for the NFL season. Like I said, maybe if we're feeling it, if it's something crazy, and we're feeling like we got to come back before the Super Bowl and talk about who made it because it's neither of these teams, maybe we'll come back and do one more before the Super Bowl. But as of right now, this is it for this season. It's been a ride. It's been fun. Next year, we're doing pick 'em only. Fuck the spread.
Yeah, so we don't feel like we suck so much.
Because if we didn't do the spread, we would have done so much better this year.
We still would have fucked up a lot.
Yeah, but we would have gone positive. I think.
I hope so.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us on this full season of NFL picks. We greatly appreciate y'all. Hopefully next year, y'all are feeling it a little bit more. You guys getting a little bit more jiving. We'll have about 9 months to kind of build up a little bit of a fan base with you guys. We'll do little check-ins as things go on in the NFL season, off season maybe. Talk about major draft picks or major trades that might happen maybe a little bit here and there. But for now, we are beyond us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Enjoy the playoffs. If your team is in the playoffs, we wish you the best of luck. Unless you're Tampa Bay. Go Cowboys. And thank you guys. See ya.
Bye.